Cleo.
I would just like to say, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, Matt.
I would just like to say, they reverse vasectomy is quicker than transacting on pulse chain. In my professional opinion, the product is about as useful as a Yugoslavian gin salesman. It doesn't work. I don't like it. I regret sacrificing it. I would like to thank Mr. Jack Megan for prosperity and the hope that he's given us and experts. So yeah, that's all I'd like to say. Trevor, thanks for being a real brother. That's all I'd like to say.
All right. Thanks, man. Thanks for your words. Let me get Jack up here again. Can y'all hear everything good on YouTube?
Hey guys, doing a sound check. Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
The Twitter space has been working for me the first 5 minutes I'm on right now. How's everybody doing? How are you doing, Ron?
I'm good. I'm chilling. I just gave a little clarification. I don't think that Pulse Chain has failed, but I do want to talk about some of the things we were talking about yesterday in DM. I think it would have been better in Spaces.
Yeah.
So I would like for you to give your rundown as far as what's happened up until now, as far as Pulse Chain, Zen, and I really don't want to talk about Fortnite, but yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So, I think for the listeners and between ourselves, we should. This isn't going to be a shit talk or FUD or hating of any kind. This is going to be the discussion of facts, what we know, what we have seen, and we will express our opinions. And obviously, the opinions may be controversial, and people who do not want to listen to the facts, I guess that's fine. You can stay, you can leave. Whatever it is. I am personally was and still am excited about the Pulse Chain launch. I think the launch came sooner than I expected. And when with regards to Zen specifically, there's a lot of controversy about how Zen has risen the gas for everybody. So on that subject, I would say that Pulse Chain was copying all of the digital assets, all of the digital artifacts, all of the smart contracts, including Zen, into itself. So the sort of a copy, since Zen was not blacklisted in any way, the expectation was that people would continue to mint Zen on the new chain, on Pulse Chain. And the gas would come up anyway. The problem with the copy, with the game mechanics, the way that we saw it, was that we track people's burn of Zen, and we give or plan to give X1 airdrops for everything you burned. So when the copy happens, all of the burn records also got copied. So we felt there's like two reasons was to launch the new version of Zen or start anew. One reason was that we always done it with any new chain. That's the reason number one. So we felt that it would be fair to do the same. Number two, the burn records would have been disqualified for the old Zen mints because it would have been a duplicate of Ethereum. So we didn't want to disqualify our community and the Pulse Chain users from using their burn records to get airdrops. So the only fair way to do it, plus this other element of doing the same thing we've always done, was to launch new Zen contract, which is exactly the same copy, but all of the C ranks are reset, and people get the chance to mint the new NFTs, create burns, and therefore be qualified for X1 airdrops. So that is probably the most common question that people ask me. Now, the funny thing about this, though, and that's like really funny. So a lot of hexicans and a lot of pulsicans and a lot of Xenians, they actually asked for the C rank to be reset, and all of those questions were discussed before. So the other thing that's actually kind of interesting is that because we haven't participated in the Pulse ecosystem, um, and we didn't know about Pulse until literally 7 months or 6 months ago, we didn't have any Pulse, so we couldn't really load any new contracts. So I had a tweet where people were asked to donate their Pulse so that we could actually do it. And you could actually say that it was the friendly Mexicans that sponsored and paid for the Zen deployment, the new Zen deployment. So it's kind of cool, I think.
Right. So there's a lot of people that's kind of saying that that's not fair, though. Do you have any thoughts for that? Like saying it's not fair?
You guys still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat? I kind of lost you for a second.
I said
Yeah,
people
I
are
hear you
saying.
too. Let
Can
me
you
see
hear
if
me
I
now?
can switch my Wi-Fi because my Wi-Fi is glitching. You're
Can you
coming
hear
in
me?
and out. Can you repeat your question?
I said people are saying that
Yeah.
relaunching it was unfair. So do you think that it's, the motto was fair crypto? So do you think that was fair? Because people can't get in. But my thoughts with that, my thoughts for that are, even if you get in Zen late, it's like right now the Zenturions just went live, so you're gonna get more Zen anyway. So being early wasn't really a benefit. But what do you say?
So I would say, but before I say anything, let me switch my Wi-Fi because this Wi-Fi is glitching. Okay, tell me if you hear me.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. So when it comes to fairness or not fairness, so first of all, I was 100% sure the bridge would work. So the reason the way that the bridge didn't come up and is kind of like still glitchy, I had no idea that would be the case. But even if I knew, I would say that people who get into Zen early, they just get the vanity C rank. Most of their Zen actually, you make more Zen if you wait for the C rank to come up, because it opens up the time duration for you to get more Zen. And also, as you mentioned, Centurions just were able to be turned on. So really only the people who wanted to lock in the very, very, very early ranks really wanted to, at the expense of not getting enough Zen. So it's kind of the game theory balances itself out. The second thing I would say is that even if you haven't participated in the Pulse ecosystem, you technically have had your assets copied over that you could have sold for Pulse. So you could still play with Zen and end up minting. I mean, of course, Zen OGs, they go crazy and they mint rapidly, and they spend all of their Pulse to do it. So there's no stopping there, and there's no way for us to stop it, and neither do we want to. So I don't think that was unfair.
Yeah. So the gas prices. So I had made a video saying that people could just, like you said, just sell their PRC20s. But after Zen launched,
can you hear me?
Gas. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Damn, Jack calling from a jail or something.
This fool Jack Levin, his AI is glitching right now. What up, y'all? We just listening to the spaces. Then we're gonna jump into the mix, talk some Zen, talk some strategy. But Trevon, and Jack are wrapping it up right now, and I think this is some good intel. So we're gonna keep listening in.
He said he can't hear anything. Like he requested again. All right.
Hey, it's
You there?
crazy. Crazy. We in 23, and this is what it is.
Gotta be on my space too. Everybody else space. It must be I'm asking the tough questions. How can people swap? Okay, he says I stop hearing what you bring when you bring me up. Let me reboot Twitter. Yeah, man. When I bring up that gas, nobody can swap. So how they supposed to get their Zen, man? How they supposed to mint? That's why he acting. So I'll just read YouTube chat while we wait. Jack ain't coming back. You called him out. All right, here you go. Let's try again.
Okay, I think now it will work. I had Twitter rebooted because every time you would bring me up, I would stop hearing you completely.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, so gas. Now I was listening to a space the other day, and the Katie, she was saying that Zen didn't cause the gas to go up. And you didn't really fight back on that, but I think it's pretty obvious that Zen caused the gas because the gas on post chain is like 5 million, 4 million beats, and it was like 8,000 as Zen was launching. So why you fight back on that?
I just wanted her to win because I mean she's having a rough time anyway. So what's the point of
Yeah, that's true.
what's the point of talking back?
Yeah, I feel you. It just was kind of irking though, because it's pretty obvious that Zen made the gas go up as high as it did.
Well,
When it's like 4.
it is true. It is true. What I want to say though in this regard is that raising gas is not technically an achievement. It is not the protocol's purpose to raise gas.
Right.
So when people say you did it or I figure it is what it is. The facts are facts.
Yeah, I just found it interesting that she was trying to like debunk that because it's not really anything to debunk. Like it's not really anything to bringing the gas up, like you said, isn't really anything to brag about. It just was weird that they're trying to debunk that like it's not a thing. Like it's just kind of strange.
I mean, but listen, in a lot of Hexagon conversations and Hexagon groups, they can't even say the word Zen. I mean, they treat it as Voldemort. So, I mean, I think they're in shock, or maybe in denial, and it's a mental thing. And it is a human thing, but it is what it is. I mean, like we're not gonna say no, you know, you're idiot maxis or whatever. I mean, like people can live in their own world, and who are we to disrupt their reality, whatever they envision themselves to be in?
Yeah. So let's talk about this bridge. I'm having like debates about earlier in this stream that I was just having. People are saying that this is all like a rollout, slowly rolling, dripping all the features out. And you tend to think that the bridge is, you said yesterday that the bridge is just broken. So you don't think that it's just like him letting the hype build up, letting the bridge fill up with capital, and then just letting it all through at one time and letting everything pump? You don't think that's what's happening?
You know, whatever it is, it looks bad. Because if it is manipulation, then it's bad. because it's manipulation, and we're supposed to have a decentralized chain that's supposed to be organic, that's supposed to live its own life. If somebody's manipulating it, then that's not cool. I don't know if this is the case. I don't think there's anything wrong with the bridge. I think the number of transactions that goes through the bridge can easily be done under an hour. What I do speculate that due to the unanticipated cost of gas, the bridge operators, the validators just decided not to validate transactions because it costs so much, and they would run out of their pulse. Now, the reason why I say that is because Richard came on Twitter and asked people to send pulse to the validators.
Mm. So, educate me. How does this bridge work? Like, explain to me like I'm 5.
Okay.
Well, not that young, but
okay. Well, like you're 6 or maybe 7. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So, I actually do not know how they run it, but I can only relay what Richard has said. So he said that there's 9 validators. They are all over the world, and they need to do something to push transactions through. At the same time, they need pulse to do it. And he also said that for the validators to actually get this done, everything needs to be kind of like have a consensus mechanism where one is validating the transaction, and then there's a consensus where everybody agrees that it's a true transaction, so on and so forth. So that is a very easy operation, especially with only 9 validators. That's like walk in a park. It's not like you have to have a consensus across 1,000 nodes. So my point is that they used a forked token bridge code. That's according to the Richard's conversations and tweets as well. Like I actually haven't looked at the code myself. I don't know how coherent the code is or whether it's broken. I think it was a decision not to execute transactions due to the cost of gas. And that's why the transactions are coming in from the Ethereum side. You pay gas to the Ethereum validators. Those transactions come in just fine. But the transactions to Pulse chain are not going through because if they do validate every one of them and they have to pay gas, then everything's just going to be, they're going to run out of Pulse basically.
Yeah, that's basically. So you're saying it's 11,000 transactions divided amongst 9 people.
Yeah, but listen, like 11,000 transactions, a single validator can push it easy, like under an hour. You don't need to have a lot of validators. The more validators you add, the slower it becomes. So with 9 validators, this is actually very, very fast.
But how much would a validator have to pay to push out the transaction?
Well, it is the same as a swap. So how much do we pay for a swap? I think like maybe like what is
1,000.
1,000, right? So you take 1,000, you multiply it. You said 11,000. So so what is it like 11 million?
Like 11 million.
Yeah, 11 million is nothing. I mean,
yeah, it's not a lot.
It's nothing at all.
So what is it then?
I think it's just they decided that the gas is too high and they're gonna throttle their transactions, their swaps.
So we just said that it's not a lot though. So you just don't think that it's him. You don't think it's him just letting the pool, the bridge build up. It's at 37 million.
So we could speculate, and if we were to speculate, if I was a master manipulator, what I would do is I would let the bridge balance build up to 500 million and use it as a marketing token to say, look how popular my chain is.
Yeah,
but that's
something that Richard Hart would do.
I mean, if I were to do that, and if I could actually take advantage of a big number, then that number would look really good. So, I mean, if I'm not saying that this is happening, but if I were to use it for marketing, that's how I would do it.
Yeah. So what you got to pick? You have to pick one side. Like, you saying it's not good. Okay, we agree. Okay, that well, I don't necessarily disagree or agree, but you're saying that it's not good. That's manipulation, basically.
And yes, sir,
Do you think that's what's happening?
I
Because 11 million posts is not that much, man. It's like $100, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe more. I don't know.
I will say that I do not know that this is happening, but if I were to manipulate the market, that's how I would do it. So draw your own conclusions from from that fact. But again, this is
Yeah.
speculation, and the bigger issue, is this: is that we need to ask ourselves a question. The team that was building Pulse Chain were preparing for 2 years. There's two questions: is Pulse Chain ready for prime time, and is it scalable? And I think both of those questions will be answered with a no. It isn't ready for prime time for a reason of a bridge non-functioning. That's one. The Explorer not working well at all. It's throwing errors everywhere.
Yeah, that Otter Explorer. I mean, that Otter Explorer is cool because you can see but you can probably see it on. No, you can't see the Zen mints on the other chain as fast as you can see them on the Otter.
Yeah, you cannot see the
Yeah.
indexer. I know that Explorer. I know how it works, and I know that it's probably running on the janky hardware. Like literally, it cannot cope with the amount of transactions that the chain is having. We run our Explorer. It is the same code base, and we run it on an optimized hardware. We tested the shit out of it. It works great with 1,400 transactions per second. 1,400, and it works.
Mm.
Pulse chain can only do 15 transactions per second because it's Ethereum based. It cannot do more than that. So that tells me that the Explorer is not optimized. It hasn't been tested. It sits on a hardware that simply does not work well with that software, or maybe it has bugs or misconfigurations. That is the reason why it does not work. And again, because on X1 we tested the chain with 100 times more transactions per second than the Pulse chain can ever have, and it works just fine.
Mm. So I mean, I kind of want to get an X1 at the same time. I don't. I want someone to ask in the chat. Ask him how to fix the gas situation. So do you think gas is going to come down on Pulse chain, being that Zen is running? I mean, I imagine it'll only go down if Zen kind of quiets down, which is kind of quieted down though. I looked at it on Zen Pub, but do you think the gas is going to go back down to like 8,000, or you think it's going to always be like this?
I think it should come down because every chain we entered, the gas went up for a week and then it came down. So there's no reason why it shouldn't happen on Pulse chain. And another thing is like, let's imagine this: 90% of people are taking blocks with Zen transactions. But
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's like every other block is a Zen FT.
yeah, if a block is full, you see the blue progress bar. If it's full, then it's one ZenFT. So,
I'm on Otter.
oh, okay. Yeah, so
Uh,
my point is that as the new protocols come up and the corresponding teams actually make them work, then there should be a dilution of interest from Zen to other things, which actually should lower the gas.
how much lower do you think?
I would say 60-70% lower from now. That's my estimate.
So it'd probably still be in the millions.
For what exactly?
Beats.
Oh, I would say,
It's like 4.
yeah, I think it's maybe we'll stay at a million, maybe a little bit more than a million. I think it's gonna be like that.
So why haven't you really been talking about Zen that much? Like, I understand why I do get the focus on ordinals, and I do see why you're doing it, because you seem like you really are just in it for the Satoshi vision. Um, but at the same time, we have a community who's like, you know, why aren't you talking about Zen? Like, have you like shifted focus? It seems like you have shifted focus from Zen.
So everything we launch is Zen, even though it may not um, have the same ticker symbol. So this is an ecosystem that's built on Zen's principles, and the Zen is the granddaddy of them all. And I could talk about it every day, and I will always be saying the same thing. I would rather
Yeah.
be talking about things that they're building on Zen, like DB Zen, like Zen Doge that's coming, like Phoenix, and invite people to build on the ecosystem. But at the same time, I mean, like if we're on the question of ordinals and BRC20s, uh,
No.
well, think about it.
I'm sick. I'm sick of ordinals, man.
Okay,
But go
okay,
ahead.
that's fine. So what is my personal mandate, and what is the mandate of Zen's team? Is to spread the word of Zen everywhere.
Yeah.
We're just
So
listening to the goat real quick.
killing Bitcoin blockchain was amazing for Zen because everybody knows that Zen has done it, or at least Zen team did it, and Vampax token scared people so much that Michael Saylor flipped from being a Bitcoin purist into, he now has the shitcoin narrative in his mind.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he loves it
Yeah.
because the miners actually end up getting paid more than with fees than the Bitcoin subsidy, which it was always the hope that it would happen. But and now they were making $1 million an hour. Which is an amazing achievement, right? And us being there, our team launching this product and putting eyes on Zen is extremely bullish for Zen because right now, Eric Wall and Udi, like all those guys that are very prominent in the space, they all talk about it. Uh,
Yeah.
Ivan on tech, he was pretending not to know anything, but then all of a sudden he can't stop talking about Zen. Like
Yeah.
his words literally, Zen guys are going nuts, right? Zen
Mm.
guys are going nuts on the Bitcoin blockchain. So,
Mm.
so if somebody says, "Hey, talk about Zen," well, guys, I just launched a project that forced Binance to stop transactions for a day, caused panic in Bitcoin markets, and Robinhood also broke. And so
But
that is
but
actually,
hear me out.
yeah, sure.
Are we seeing any? Is there any? I got two questions. For one, let me get so before I forget. First one is: are you seeing it other than your Twitter? Because when I launched my BRC20, my Twitter grew by like 1,000 followers too. But other than Twitter, are you seeing any growth in Zen? Because I'm not really seeing any of that trickling over to Zen. It doesn't. I don't really feel it trickling over. And my second question is, why does it? Why do you keep like? There's not any like what happened with Arbitrum and Optimism Zen and the liquidity, the burn for liquidity. I think it was the liquidity NFTs and the burning NFTs. Like all these projects that you say you're gonna do, but it seems like they keep getting pushed sideline to like Bitcoin stuff. So yeah,
So two things on that last question. Crypto is a very quickly shifting landscape. And when I first announced the liquidity, NFTs, and various other things, and that whole roadmap with NEX and all that stuff, I actually did not appreciate how strong the builder community in the Zen ecosystem is and how popular and successful DBZen would be. So it was a choice to deprioritize what we build in lieu of other people building so that we can support them, so that they can have their time and delight, so to speak, and it actually makes our community stronger. when we talk about ideology and we talk about first principles and we excite builders to come and build, because our team is like 3 people, right? Where if we bring 10 different teams into the Zen ecosystem, it's just great for everyone. It's great for Zen, it's great for the chart, it's great for engagements. So that was a strategic move, and we just adapted to the market conditions and to the reality that the teams are coming in to build, and they're being very, very successful, and they're actually driving Zen's price up. Like for example, in March, Zen was 6 zeros and 7, between 6 zeros and 6 and 6 zeros and 7, and it went 12x when DBZen launched, and a lot of people made a lot of money. And I would rather the other builders to have a bullish case for Zen than me continuously shilling it, because it's just not going to scale if only we do it, our team does it, and we also do not want to copy other builders' projects and say, hey, you did something amazing, we're going to copy and like do the same, and just because we want the credit, like so to speak. This is not what we're about. So, but like on the question of Arbitrum and optimism, that got preempted by Pulse Chain. So we would have been live on Arbitrum and optimism, but we're a small team and we wanted to dedicate our time and effort for Pulse Chain just because it was coming in hot.
But my other question was about growth, like from talking about BRC20s. Are you seeing it trickle over to Zen?
So this is what I look at. I looked at the certain KPIs, and the KPI is basically key performance indicator. And one of those KPIs are the visitors to the website, to Zen.network. And we just hit a million real users on the site. So people are learning about Zen. They're coming to the site. They're trying to figure out what the hell this whole thing is. So I think it wouldn't be necessarily an immediate crossover from BRC20 to Zen. I don't believe that would be the case. However, like for example, Bitcoin conference is coming up in a couple of days. We're going to be there. We're going to talk about Zen ecosystem. We're going to talk about BRC20s, and we're going to hopefully introduce curiosity into the Bitcoin crowd. We want Bitcoin crowd to try it, the open-minded kind, right? So that if we have things to talk about, the more things is there to talk about, then the better it is for marketing.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna get some people up here. I would prefer, let's get some Hexkins up here. Let's see if we got any Hexkins. We got a Hexkin logo. Here's a Hexkin logo. Let's see what he has. What his question is. Crypto Bolic, you're on the air. Don't forget to unmute yourself.
Hi, Trey, and hi, Jack. Nice to
What's
see
up?
you both. Thanks for the spaces. Yeah, just to touch on the question from your chat, Jack, what do you think on maybe helping to lower down the gas on Pulse Chain by maybe calling for people to stop filling up the blocks, even if you have the VMU count on any day spent as NFT, you will be able for the blockchain to just fill it to 50% and not bump the gas all the time, which will potentially benefit everyone, including the Xenians who want to just get on board it.
So, good question, and there's like really two answers. Pulse Chain is not busy. Like if you actually look at the number of transactions that are coming through, we're not seeing every block full. So I cannot say that the blocks are even 90% or 80% busy. I have seen a busy chain, and Pulse Chain isn't it. So people have urgency to participate in the protocol. I do not believe we have the right to tell them what to do, because Zen is immutable and it's on chain, and there's no admin keys. It's immutable code. If someone wants to have a platform and say, hey, stop doing what you're doing, they can certainly do it. It's not going to be me, because that's not what I stand for. I think people should have a right to do whatever the hell they want.
No, I agree with you absolutely in that. It's not I am saying that people should not be minting Zen. It's just I'm saying that people maybe should think of about how they're doing it and maybe mint it more efficiently for themselves. Because if you do that, you are more efficient with minting. Now, yes, everyone wants to have a Zenturian, and it's a bit untrue to say that Zenturians were only available after some time. No, the Zenturian cost NFT was available from the start. If it's 1 day or 350 days, it doesn't matter. It still costs the same amount of gas.
Yeah, but we're not talking about the cost though. We're talking about the Zenturian class.
Well, yes, but Zenturian class costs 224 million Gwei, right? And Zenturian and non-Zenturian of 128 VMUs costs exactly the same.
Sure, that's we never said that Zenturian should cost more or less. It's just a matter.
No, that's not what I'm saying, Jack. I'm saying that it was said before that Zenturians were only available later on, and only then assumption is that the gas was getting higher and higher. But it actually, the Zenturian cost NFTs were there from the start.
No, wait a second. You're talking about the cost. Let's be very, very clear.
I'm talking cost. I'm not talking about the Gwei cost. I'm talking about how much Gwei you need to mint as an NFT.
And I'm talking about Zenturian as a class being available the first day. It was not available because the C rank would not allow you to mint one.
Yes, Jack, I understand that bit, but I'm talking about the heaviness of the ZenFT. If it's Centurion or not, it doesn't matter. It costs the same amount of gas. The gas price is different, but it costs the same amount of gas.
The gas is the same for Zenturion and any other NFT that has 128 VMUs. Like for example, you can create a Ruby. A Ruby is the lowest class. And or as long as you specify 128 VMUs, you will pay the top gas.
Are we gonna sit here and listen to?
But anyway, so let's talk a little bit about this. A chain that has full blocks is a healthy chain. The reason for that is because Pulse, which is the native gas coin, is in demand. And whenever something is in demand, it actually has longevity and it has the value appreciation. Because everybody wants Pulse to mint ZenFTs and Zen. And that's a good thing for the chain. The cost of gas is actually relative. I have translated the cost yesterday to dollars. Yesterday it was $20, and today it's $5 to mint a Zenturian. So it is among the cheapest costs to do it on Pulse chain among all other chains. I mean, I would say it's the same as Polygon. Even Binance is more expensive. So I would say Pulse chain is between Polygon and Binance chain, BSC.
Yeah, it's just, the guy has just launched it. We know he's rushing it. I'm not saying we should give him an easy time with that, because it took him a lot of time to work on the bridge, on the scanner, on the chain itself, and it seems like he's trying to, firefight with everything here.
You mean Richard? That's the guy.
Yes, and those fat Zenturians don't really help that much at the moment. Pretty much even the Xenians, in my opinion, but that's an opinion. But I also wanted to ask the second question that was very interesting to me, is that you said that you wanted the burn on classic Zen to be fair, and you wanted to exclude it. Why just not time exclude it? Why you couldn't just say, okay, on Pulse chain, we will just start counting the burn for the X1 drop from the day it launched, and all the other burn will not qualify?
Because
why wouldn't you go that way?
Because that brings the centralization into the equation. Like, in other words,
well, it's the same way as you saying, okay, that doesn't count at all.
I can't take it anymore. What's up, y'all? What up? Got a new setup. Well, I got a new setup. I just moved my desk. I don't know why. Now I got this light behind me, and now I got this crazy contrast. Hey, But fuck it, we're starting at the 40-minute mark of me streaming Trevon James having a conversation with Jack Levin. So sorry for like the very beginning. I guess I had my music up and I didn't even notice until I went and checked my feedback, and I was like, oh damn, why didn't y'all say that in the chat, man? Like, I would have turned the music down so you could have heard at least the first 10 minutes without hearing my track in the back. But yeah, man, thanks for pulling up to the channel and tuning in on that. Or if you're watching on the flip side, thanks for listening through that. Unfortunately, I cannot take what the fuck is happening right now. I understand Zen inside and out, and there's no reason for me to. It's basically like when man discovers fire. So when people finally get Zen, they'll come in and then they'll be like fascinated off this euphoria of this idea that they fucking thought they had, that they knew they had, and then they confirmed it. And that's kind of what I heard there. That's all I heard. Like, dude was literally saying like the same shit over and over and over and over and over again, man. I gotta get out of here. That's all my head was saying. So I'm sorry, but if you want to keep listening to that, there's like 700 people in the spaces. Seems like Jack Levin's gonna start talking shit. Actually, it just sounded like a father talking to a son right there, right? And I don't want that part. I like the fun part. We're not here to hold your hand, at least on the Crypto Bro channel, man. This is for the pros. Let's get into it, man. Let's look at Zen. So, thanks again. What's up, everybody? Yo, shout out to Frosty Dog. We were chatting there. Damien was about to pull his bed out because I was interrupting the TV. My bad. What up, Willow? What up, Bronx Crypto? What up, Dank? I just a janitor to clean up the mess made by the stereo salesman. That's basically what happened. He's that janitor from Abbott Elementary. He's just here to clean up the mess. Yo, but looking at Zen real quick on the 1 hour, things are looking pretty rocky. But again, if you've been following the channel, we've been talking about how this is going to be a downwards trend until we get to the 20th when Zen Doge comes out. And it's playing out just like it should. You see here we have a resistance line that comes from the top to the bottom. We went up there, we tested that bad boy, got rejected because the whales control the chart, man. Um, Something I've been paying attention to is the actual traditional market. And what's crazy about Zen already is Zen is starting to have. Damn, okay, so my bad. If I keep looking this way, it's because I changed my camera. Now it's in front of me. But um, Zen is taking on that traditional feeling now, where it does reflect what's happening in the traditional markets. The reason I say that is because unlike a real DGen project, you have crypto that's going to recycle itself inside of the ecosystem. I believe there's like some YouTuber that says like it's like a closed circle Ponzi, right? So that's like a real crypto project. A whole bunch of money going back and forth between the same users. Now, what makes industry crypto different than DGen crypto, right? Well, in the industry, there's real money being invested and it's really being taken out and turned back into fiat. So we do have something going on here because of the what happened with Ledger yesterday. So if you didn't hear, Ledger basically made a backdoor for it's like I should make the video right of me smashing my Ledger, but I'm gonna hold on to it just in case they come back. But yeah, like everybody's smashing up their Ledger. Everybody's mad that they've created this recovery system. They state that you don't have to opt in on it, but it's pretty much about first principles in cryptocurrency and not enabling the idea of first principles first. So since this is happening, there could be some shaky waters going on in the traditional markets. I really want to see Bitcoin break out of this pattern, but now because of that news, I'm just changing up my perspective, and I could definitely see us coming back down and testing 20,000, 19,000 Bitcoin again, right? And then down here, you would actually see that we have broken below a heavy resistance line on Bitcoin via the RSI. So maybe it is sell in May, walk away. And maybe that's going to reflect in the Zen market for a little bit while people aren't recycling capital here because it's like known, right? It's like, oh, Zen is going down in price. So why am I going to keep my capital here? I might as well go bring it somewhere else. It's because of the burn projects that capital stays in Zen and it doesn't flow out. Now, the other thing about Zen, though, just that's just a super bearish narrative there that like it's just gonna sell into oblivion because nobody's gonna be there to buy. But just like I said, it's similar to the traditional markets where yeah, it might sell down, but there's still buyers at a bunch of different prices. It's not like a shitcoin. Like here, let's look at a real traditional shitcoin. Like I shouldn't do Litecoin. I don't want to call Library a shitcoin, but like we're looking at the daily and it is on dumb. Look at that 3 month. But this is like a real coin. Like this is Odyssey.com, which is a YouTube blockchain where you can basically upload videos and get paid in tokens for uploading. So Library used to be pretty popping. It used to be up here. You know what I'm saying? This is an OG token you see started in 2016. So this is a dinosaur. But they're having a fallout, right? Like they're dying down because they're losing buyers. They don't have anybody really interested in Library and since we are in a bear market, they're feeling it the worst. And this is kind of why, at least for me, the way I'm seeing Bitcoin is that there is this opportunity for cheaper bits, and people haven't clicked yet for the ordinals. So there's this opportunity. Where is my chart? Is this it? Yeah. There's the opportunity for a dip, right? And I'm still trying to paint the picture for the catalyst event for a Bitcoin dip to the bottom between October and November of this year. I really don't have a prediction on what can happen there, but it really is just going to be justified on whatever is going on in the reality. So, like, if the SEC is doing something, if there's a rug pull, right? Like, if there's like a ledger rug pull or something, there could be some sort of confusion. And then same goes with like the god darn it the ordinals. The ordinal situation has us tripping as well because since there's the ordinals now, there's people that understand that there's the potential for cheaper block space, so they're going to want that price to tank. So since we do see this dump happening here, not really a big dump, but like since we see the sell-off, we have to respect it, and I see people doing that in the Zen ecosystem as well. Don't know really why. Doesn't really make any sense. But again, it's just money, man. Money moves markets, and there's some people that need to swing the market in order to make a certain percentage daily, and you can't be mad at them for that, man. That's why they got the cap. That's why when we look at, oh shit, I got soups. Yo, what up, Bronx Crypto? Thanks for the five afternoon coffee and tea. Hell yeah, man. Quick little uppity up. What's up, Dutchland? What it do? ETH Phoenix burned down 9%. Zen Doge will be the same. Hey, Zen Doge is gonna burn a lot, and we'll talk about that in a second. That's why it's this is why you can the whales are exposed. Like the people with capital are exposed, and we gotta have to change the way that we call people whales because this is a little bit of a different game because you're changing hands on a position when you deal with Zen tokenomics, okay? Anything in the Zen eco is based on tokenomics. So when you decide to go and sell your position on the DEX, someone's there to buy that shit up, and it's a harder push unless you have a lot of supply, and that's what we're seeing here. So we do have this wick here from the 10th. And this could totally be filled. Now, what's crazy is that this was somebody dumped their hex or their Zen for hex before Pulse Chain launch. So there was a nice rebound of buys, but this was such a big wick that you'll see here we had a right here at a 28. You could basically say that was the top of this cycle. Anything above 28, because we had one touch, two touches, one breakout, three touches. So then you have A, B, C, D, and then one last touch before the blowdown. This area here on the 13th, you could almost say that that was the moment of confirmation that we're going in a downtrend because we had a lower low than that high. You'll notice we haven't gotten back there, but then now it's pretty much confirmed that 28.48 is going to be our resistance point of this particular cycle. And yeah, it dumped down. But this one was crazy. If you would have kept the vibes and just waited for the squeeze right here between what range is this? I forget what the red is. Yeah, the 2.3 range and the 0.38 range. Right when it got into that range again on this downtrend, you'll see the squeeze and the breakout. That was a really, really good trade for anybody looking to trade Zen. And this is what's crazy about Zen in general right now. The traders have so much control of the price that the users are not in control. We'll be in control when our mints come out, and we can see that from well, the users have 2 points of control. One being minting, right? You can out mint the buyer, and then now you have the position, so they buy your bag because they didn't mint, right? So the minters will always have the supply for the demand, but then they can be the burners. And then if the minters take their bag and automatically send it to a burning contract, right? Like we're not talking about, this is what's happening already. We have DB Zen, we have Phoenix, we had Zen Knights, we have Zen Doge. So we have xeNFTs that's still live. You can get a limited, you can still get some Apex. So the burn is live. And we could see that I actually haven't refreshed this, so we'll refresh real quick. But like, yeah, everyone's burning nice and decently. So their Zen mints are coming out, they're going straight into the flame. So the supply and the demand really is in the hands of the minter and the people who are minting the longest and can mint with the most endurance, right? Like you need to have endurance to mint because some people are going to get exhausted before they end or before or that's basically the race. You feel me? Like some people are going to run the race for many years, and some people are only going to be able to run the race for a couple months. And endurance is what is going to keep you ahead of the pack. So realistically, the minter always is going to have the power position, and how you mint in your, you already know, man. This is your boy Crypto, bro. This is not financial advice. We are just having fun. You're just viewing in, and we were listening to his spaces, and now we chopping up Zen. So just want to get that out there. But yeah, you control your minting and how you want to get it driven in your own belief system. I don't know. Like I believe I need to have mints everywhere. So I'm minting on all chains. And then on ETH, I have a mint ending every month because I have to be thoughtful about gas. And for my personal take, I feel like ETH will always be a locker. So I can lock mints there and like make sure I lock a mint, you know what I'm saying? But on the other chains, like a AVAX, a Moonbeam, a Matic, or excuse me, a Polygon, I still call it Matic, but the Polygon, a Binance chain, all that shit, all that is for minting. That's where you go ham and you put a lot of economical energy because the dApps over there, like it's like you're using the Zen to get the dApps over there, right? To get the native over there without having to go to Coinbase and buying the native, all right? You don't got to spend your cheddar on the native, man. You could just spend some time minting Zen and getting ahead. But yeah, my headset was falling off my head there, so let's get it going. But again, but yeah, looking at Phoenix, Phoenix is burning great. 182 billion burned in the last couple of days. Oh, this just popping up Phoenix right now. DB Zen is at 3.3 trillion. And then we have Zen Doge that's coming out. Zen Doge is going to be a banger. But here, we're going to look at this part right here. How Zen Doge is calculated. Dun, dun, dun. All right. There's a third hodler. Yeah, the third person is hodling their Zen. Like that you cannot pry it out of their hands. You're crazy. I wish I was a hodler, but I'm just too degen at heart, and that's why I love Zen. Like even Jack said it though, and what he was just talking about was that like Zen has these functionalities to it that benefit people who want to move crypto, like the burn and the registry of the contract always being able to be pulled to know how much you've burned. Like that little tiny bit of code is so innovative in crypto because now you don't have to worry about the like disruption of your burn, right? It's like when I order food somewhere, bruh. Like I have my receipt to be like, nah, I ordered this. You can't play me. And the burn function in Zen, it just makes it so sick, right? But I feel like you want to hodl it because since it is so dope to burn it, hodling does mean you're going to get ahead as well. And who knows, if you don't spend one Zen for 4 or 5 years, man, you might be the number one. Um, but yeah, looking at Zen Doge real quick. So this is going to be dropping. There's a 50 billion Zen Doge supply right? And they're going to be doing this thing where every week, not week, but based on supply. So the fair launch idea is going to be based on who gets in first, proof of first entry. And depending on how early you can get to the supply, depends on how much of a bonus you get. So this right here has me bullish, but at the same time, it has me bearish. Because I started to really think about the way that all the Zen dApps have been happening. And then I've also started to, again, I'm thinking more about like Zen as a spending tool and how the economy of the crypto industry is in a little bit of a dull, which means you'll have more purchasing power later than you will today. Because we're in an obvious bear market on all angles. All right, the 10,000x is 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 looking thin everywhere. I don't care where the fuck you're looking, anywhere you're looking right now. If you found a 10,000x that is an actual one, like I'm like, bruh, show it to me because there's so much money floating around the industry in undecisive areas, right? That like you could feel it on the charts. We can't break out because the whole community consensus is on the 10,000x, which is the best climate to push the market down against that person because they're looking for it. Since everyone's like looking, you know what I'm saying? It's like looking for food and you already have it all stashed. You just throw the bits out at them and lead them to where you want them to be, right? You lead the beast to where you want it to be. So eventually everyone will be trapped, and that's kind of why I'm going back to this sentiment that like maybe we do see some downside in 23 before 24. And that downside would be, towards the end of the year, and now would be the top. Where all these prices we see today would be the top of the cycle because it's above this 270 line here. And we could just kind of rewind time to another time. Well, the cross happened here. And you always want to see moving averages cross because those crosses, and these are like some lines I picked up from Trevon because it's longer time frame rather than a shorter time frame of 2 weeks and 1 month. It's a 200 day and a 780 day. So it's just like a little bit of a longer time frame on the moving averages, and they repeat just like a weekly one. But the market does seem to respect this vibe. And it's just a vibe. That's kind of how I see moving averages too. Moving averages are just representations of the week, of the day. And like life moves in cycles, so do charts. Charts are moving in a cycle, whether it's up or down. And then there's giant cycles, and then there's smaller cycles, right? Or this would be considered like your smaller cycle right here. And that's kind of what we're going through right now. You'll see Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin way back, I think 2020. Yeah, so 2020 Bitcoin is the last time we saw some volatility like what we're seeing today. In 2020, that's when the pandemic happened. So we had that crazy sell-off all the way down to 3K Bitcoin. Who would have known? But you'll see here, if you kind of look at the chart, we have that 780 going up. We had that 270 going down. There was a cross on the down, right? If the 2 week is moving down and the monthly is moving up, you're looking at some sort of upward potential. And you see, like, there was a lot of confusion in here. We're going up, we get above it, we come down, we test it. This comes back above here, right? Which kind of signifies, like, hey, we're going all the way up now, right? This is like a 9,000 from the 3,000 mark. And where are we? This is Feb and this is December. So then we have this dump right here. Oh yeah, so this is the 2020 dump all the way back down to 3K, right in this area. So when this happened and that recovery happened, that's what you're looking at today's Bitcoin, right? So this kind of area of like compounded DNA, I want to say, is what we're experiencing right here. And that's why I'm like, hey, maybe we do see something like this where like right now we should be breaking out. Technically, we should be breaking out and then coming back to test it after the breakout. But this is like a gigantic consolidation phase on Bitcoin, man. That's why I'm like I'm pretty bullish on Bitcoin and cryptos in general. Like I'm like bullish that we gonna be partying at the end of the year, but I can see these pieces of the climate where I'm saying also, hey, I need to be bearish because a lot of people are bearish. A lot of big players with big capital are bearish. and I see it in Degen world as well because I'm in Zen. I'm blessed to be in Zen. So now we go and look at like DVZen. DVZen's currently at $18. Something we saw in the Telegram. Here, let me open up Telegram real quick. Ross had a good conversation. He gave some game on the liquidity pools. I think Zen Doge will likely nuke Zen. Current high settlement on the meme coins and early mentors bonus will. Oh yeah. So I guess let me finish that thought too. But what I was getting at is that Zen Doge will be dope. This 15% is going to be like an inflational state as everything comes on line. And what we pray, there's a hopium here. The hopium is that it does do exactly that. The Moon Boys pick it up, they run in, but they're going to buy the coin before they realize they need to burn the coin. And that's kind of why, like, I want to burn enough to get some extra inflation with that extra 15%, and then maybe I'll hold a couple. But there's also a part of me that is thinking about like DBZen and now Phoenix, where this might cool off quicker, where you might be able to buy it on the DEX cheaper than if you burned your Zen, and then I can save my Zen, so I'm not just burning shit. And then if I want to go and participate, I'll buy because I know that's the best way to enter. So I'm gonna see what happens. I'm riding the wave. I'm trying to play both sides of the fence because again, this percentage is more of a that's inflation happening instantly, and 7 billion. What is it right here? So technically, the first amount of Zen that has to enter in to get the bonus is going to be 500 billion Zen. So if you got 5 billion Zen, you can get 1% of the 15% inflation off the rip. And yeah, if people burn 5 billion, that'd be dope. You know what I'm saying? Like look at Phoenix. Phoenix is a good oopsies. Phoenix is a good benchmark because this is pretty much educational burning. Like if you're burning for Phoenix, you believe in crypto, in my opinion, because Phoenix helps again build that generational wealth vehicle for you, so that you can stake your crypto and not have to come back. No admin keys, first principles. It's fucking lit. And same with DBZen. DBZen is now showing us that this is kind of like a bank too, where as the pools get smaller, yeah, your reward drops, but there's going to be pieces to the puzzle that make you part of the banking system, like providing liquidity. Like you could essentially take your DBZen out of the contract and then pair it with ETH. There's a lot of ways to play this. Yeah, you can pair it with ETH and then just get the rewards from people trading, and that might pay you more than if you were to sit in the staking pool. And the same thing has already happened to me with Phoenix. Like Imzen, I was doing Phoenix in the pool, and then within a couple days, I realized if I'm not staking, I'm not going to get the sickness. So I need to stake this Phoenix rather than be in the liquidity pool. And those type of tokenomic dynamics actually drive price. That shit drives prices more and more people join. So I'm a bullish on Zen, which means I'd be able to be bullish on everything. And looking at this number here for a week, that means that you can get that this is what I'm trying to say. You can calm down a little bit. You're probably going to get 15% if you wait for the dust to settle. You might not have to pay the gas up front because everybody comes, unless everybody comes, and then all that would do to me is prove that we are truly in a bear market because motherfuckers are reaching for a 10,000x, reaching for it. They're reaching for it so much that they're blinding themselves from like the complete utility opportunity in front of their face because of a dog. And I'm cool with it though, man. Do you? You know what I'm saying? Like, run with it. Should be good. But this is gonna burn a lot of Zen, and this is what the degens have to burn in order to get this vehicle going. Let's say it comes out and it doesn't burn 500 billion in the first fucking 3 days. The hell y'all waiting for? Y'all waiting for it now to burn this much? Then you're waiting for it to burn this much? Then you're waiting for it to burn this much? Like, what are you waiting for? Actually, it starts to go up more and more. Holy shit. But this makes more sense, like towards more Zen. You'll get more Zen Doge. So just why? I mean, hey, I'm being a real bear right now, I guess. But I'm gonna have to promote Phoenix. I'm not even trying to show. Like, I think Zen Doge is a good idea to have fun. But when you're saying to yourself, I want to do something with my future, I think Phoenix and DBZen are just going to be better protocols to build a future. One of the things I'm noticing here in DBZen is that we're looking at my dailies. So this is my daily Zen. Where DBZ. This is my daily earnings from DBZen. You guys already know what it is. So this is almost a month's worth in, and so far in a month, I've gotten 1.29 DBZen. How much DBZen would that buy me today? Wrap deep. So 116 DBZen. Nice. If I would have waited a month to reinvest. Now, what's crazy about this experience that I'm currently having is that I'm learning. Let me go to a daily. I'm learning what to really look at when it comes to DBZen, because again, owning DBZen is like owning the bank. If you own the bank bond and you want to give it back to the people, that's selling your DBZen on the market. Now, there's a lot of ways to play DBZen, and we were talking about it here with Rosvin. One thing, let me see if I can find it. 10 a.m. Okay. So right here. So they're talking about the liquidity pool, and somebody was saying, I don't see the reasons why they sell right before the end of the cycle when they can just stake it. I don't understand it. And then Rosvin was like, this is another strategy. They sell the Zen and ETH, and then they burn as the cycle gets closer to finish, hoping to get more DXN. So the whale that's dumping this particular price right now is someone who actually has enough capital to stay in the middle as the price goes down, right? So there is a whale in this scenario that is buying, or where they are now is they could have probably sold the top up here, and what they are doing is just recycling the DXN. So they take what they get, they sell it on the market for Ethereum, and then they take that ETH, they go and market buy Zen, and then they pair both, and then they burn again. And they just been holding the parity of this like top burner place for the longest time, because no one's buying. There's no buy pressure because people are burning, right? So this is the part of the bank where you need to make your decision. Like, let me take off all these lines. Like, do I want to be in? Do I want to accumulate the bank as it goes down, or do I want to sell my bank bonds for the lower price so I have capital to buy the low? Or do I want to transfer my bank from DBZen to the liquidity pool? And that's kind of what we were talking about in the DBZen chat here was that, let me go back up here. Rosvin was saying, where is that? This person. Exactly. I think he's like saying, yeah, I think these guys are really smart. Current liquidity providers, they're getting a good daily ROI. And he was pointing out how the ROI is really, really good. And that's where people are doing right now is they're looking at this ROI of 24-hour fees, and they're basically trying to grab 1% of this, because it's going to be better. Well, I mean, basically, if you have the right setup right now, which is this right here, they're doing some examples. There is a 1.45% daily APR in the actual liquidity pool for DXN. So there's a benefit happening that you're not even focused on because you're still trying to get a bag, right? And that's why I'm starting to be like, yo, DBZN is a bank, and how you get in is how you get in. But currently, since it is so early and there's not a lot of Zen available for burning, and it's into existence now, the price is dropping. Yeah, because somebody can go in here and grab these tokens and flip them. But as more Zen becomes available, the burn will keep going up, or the burn rate will go back up, and your position in the pool will get you the burn as people try to get the banking token, right? So it's almost like the first time you've had the opportunity to actually grow with the bank, because as DBZN starts to grow in price and this equilibrium switches, right? When this equilibrium really switches, bruh, be ready to be the bank because people are going to want your position. Who knows how much one DXN will get you from the bank? Now, there's a way to see this this banking context. What you're going to have to do though is you're going to need to get yourself the DBZen and Zen chart, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Darn it, much better, bruh. I think Zen Doge will likely nuke. Oh yeah. I mean, I love dogs and all, but I'm bearish on Zen Doge. It's the short term belt tightening market that we are all in. Watching Gwei, waiting on cycle crypto to work for some minting DVZ and Phoenix only. It's a 1500%, not 15. Oh yeah, well, oh yeah, 1500%. But that's what I'm trying. It's 1500% of the supply. What do you call it? It's 1500% of the supply. But like that's what I'm trying to get at is that they've already put the math here, so we don't got to do the math. You're getting some of this based on how much Zen you burn. So I'm putting it more into the bucket field of burnt Zen because we know that it's going to burn 15 trillion Zen at the end of all minting, and there's not even enough Zen for that. So that already lets you know that there's going to be only competition for said supply. So like once you see that uh, most of the supply is minted out, you can then just be like, oh, okay, like is it going to keep minting? Because if not, then people are just going to sell it for cheaper, and then you could just be like, cool, I'll just wait. And now there's a new parity in that idea of like, what's the burn to mint ratio for Zen Doge? Um, and what you could do though for this is just kind of crazy. I saw so in Dex Screener they have this tab up here which is like switch to Zen, and you can switch DXN into the Zen price. Like verse, you have to do DXN versus Zen, but then you can kind of see a better perspective of what I'm talking about here. About like DB Zen has some downside, and then it's eventually going to become maybe 1 to 1 from the pool in minting. And then it would be like, damn, that's crazy. But it'd be down here. So it'd be, um, can I make this like exact? Can I make this like exact? Can I make it like exact? 2500. 2500. Is that it right there? Yeah. Okay. So from these prices to one, because now we're like, now it's starting to be kind of apparent that like, where's the new money coming from? I'm really wondering where the new money is coming from, and I don't know when it's going to come into the ecosystem. Everybody is dancing for shit. 64% down. God damn. But yeah, this might be a bearish scenario, but I don't think it could really do that. But after seeing what just happened and how it got back down to 19%, if the if the burners don't take over the market, the sellers can sell the price down to a point where it doesn't make any sense, and then it'll do the 99% thing where the equilibrium of it will be so fucking off that it will only make sense to buy up all the DXN because that means whenever this pool has excitement again, then you're getting all of the protocol fees as people enter to get back into DXN once the price takes off, right? So like right now, it's 0.3 at these gas prices is 61, 0.03 ETH, so 0.06 ETH and 2.5 million Zen. So here, let me see how much Zen is this. This is how you can really start putting it together. If you want to like you want to diagnose your shit right now. You're like, dude, I need to know where my bottom is. You're gonna have to hit it like this, bro, because unfortunately, the rich have control of the price. You're DCAing into this bitch. Is that real? Wait, what? That don't make no sense. Oh, because it's USDC. Okay, so 42 million. Wow, yeah. DBZ is so underwater right now. People do not understand what's going on. Wow, that's crazy. So yeah, 42 million Zen plus 2.5 Zen. So let's just do the math here. We'll just do 3 here. Just or excuse me, we'll do a 2, yeah, we'll do a 5 here. So 0.6 ETH. What is that in DXN prices? But yeah, DXN is looking like a snack, but people don't understand it. So 6 DXN. That's not bad. So, man, yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. So you should be trying to get 6 DXN out of the pool off of one batch. So one batch needs to be getting you 6 DXN to be ahead of the liquidity pool. Or excuse me, of the DEX. And I do not know what they got yesterday. I wish I knew now. Now I wish I saw. You'll see right now, see one, and that's why like what's gonna happen is this is gonna turn into a lottery where people will start going back into the burn because it won't make any sense. You should be getting 6 tokens here. If you're not getting at least 6 to 10 tokens here, which you're not, then that means that you would want to buy it from the DEX. And I don't understand why people do not see these tokenomics. Like that's why I'm still holding, because to sell this is to sell into the people who learn how to make money off of it, and they're using the DEX. Because again, there's in a 24-hour period, the volume here is crazy. It's over $1 million. And it's look at dead, it's spot on. The buyers and the sellers are, there's more buyers than sellers, and the price is going down because that person has the ability to push the price down, and as people buy up, they just do it again. And as people buy up, they just do it again. And they can continue to do that until a certain place, which would be, in my opinion, I don't really know where it's going to be here. I mean, if I was to draw the 60%, then, because it's going to get scary, because then it's like, oh shit, am I about to lose money? Right? Let's just say from the close, 61. DXN protection. Because it's boring and everybody wants to lose their money. They're looking for the 10,000x. $7. So here we'll make this a yellow line. And we'll dash it out. Oh my God. Can we get down there? Actually, here, what we'll do is we'll just keep growing this chart. If you've been watching the channel, then you know that this chart has been growing for the last couple of weeks. And big ups to everyone that's been tuning in while I do these daily content grabbers of Zen. Where can I draw this now? I guess I have to adjust the whole thing. We'll go up here now, since it's like solidified. We going down, 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 down. Damn, look at this. It's like perfectly matched in all retrospects. Oh man, beautiful. Look at hey Razvin, if you're watching my stream, bro, we have the release date for DV's NFTs right here. This is perfect timing. June 13th. June 13th, bruh. Let DXN stay on a downwards path for like the next month, guys. Holy shit. It would suck because a lot of people would say to themselves, well, I should get out now. And that's on you because I don't know if it's going to turn around. Again, this isn't financial advice, but this is basically preparing for the worst, knowing that the climate of the world suggests that we could still see downwards momentum in an area where no one gives a fuck. Like, no one cares about DXN. Only those that are in it really care about it. So you're missing the black background music. Oh shit. It's right here. I turned it down from my stream earlier. We'll give it a little turn. But yeah, all this downward momentum can happen because if Zen Doge is a fail, the whole ecosystem can fail. But we're just gonna look this DXN, by the way. So on a 60% tank from today's close, we were to close from here today. So this could be pretty random. But that's why I'm saying like, wow, $7. Wow, that's like day one. That's day one DXN. You got to go to the hour chart to see the transactions. Back here. What is that? Yeah, day one. Actually, there's some activity there. Right here in this $10, $7 range. So that might be where you see the dip or the wick, like, and then it goes parabolic. Imagine getting DXN again at $7 because it already went to $100 and then it bled. This is what you call a bleed. When a chart doesn't just tank and it has a recovery and then it goes again, that's because it was an undecided market. People decided to push the price down because the people with money had the price, so they got it going, and now it's going down all the way. You can see here too on the RSI, like I didn't have to do all that shit. You could just see it right here, like it broke the support, it's headed lower. It's more likely to go here in this region than it is to not go there. All right, let's look at something else then, since DVZN is not going to give us what we want. It's not going to give us what we want. But hey, keep stacking them. That's how I'm gonna have to do it, and keep rolling your divs. This is still crazy. 0.3 ETH a day, right? At these levels, at 43, the lowest that the pool ever went was 41. Right, so 41 in this cycle was the lowest we had. So we're not at an all-time low yet. We had 43 in the pool yesterday. So tomorrow we have 40. 3, you know, that means, and then if we turn around again, it's like, damn, here comes the pool again, you know. So you want to keep your idea there. But yeah, if you're getting 0.3 for 30 days, you're still getting 0.93 ETH a month, right? And if you times that by today's current price, and we'll keep it conservative and just do 1700, you're still making 1581 in 30 days. Off of this platform, doing nothing, just staking. Yeah, you'll need some coin, but that's what you get when you invest. You know, that's 1 month's worth. And let's say it stayed this way, right, for the whole year because it's consistent. You're making $18,000 off of fucking DVZN, just sitting in the pool. But that's to say that it stays consistent. If you stay consistent with this number here, with the amount that you're holding. Versus the daily earned. And as this finds its floor, that's where you need to find your floor. As this goes down, this has to go up, right? So that's kind of like what I'm starting to understand. As the pools go down, you need to make sure that your supply goes up. And as the pools go up, yes, it's great to have a lot of supply, but that might be your opportunity to cycle out. And then again, maybe now the cycle out is actually to the liquidity pool, so that we can get extra off those fees. Like here, let me see something real quick. Extra off the fees. I agree, bruh. I'm hoping DXN continues downwards. I need more daily ETH yields. Is paying some major household bills. Dude, imagine when ETH is in a real bull, right? When all of this shit is done. Like the real market is showing us that there's a bearish play. And with the ledger situation, that can be very bearish, because what if people go, like what if there's a bank run for Bitcoin and there's something that happens and then now there's an issue? Because that's what we're going to be, I think is really going to start happening. That could be a great catalyst event for Bitcoin. It's just like constant Bitcoin bank runs and the coin's not on the other side. Kind of like how Binance stopped withdrawals just to make sure they had enough coins on the other side. These types of Bitcoin events really can provide a lot of clarity on what direction the market's going to go, especially if they reflect different. Like people on Twitter breaking their ledgers and shit. Like, I don't know, maybe it's pretty much yeah, it's whatever you want to. It's a psychology play, so play it smart, man. And I also watch Coinbase stock, because since Coinbase is pretty much the leader in crypto, this is a good stock to watch. You can see where you see, like, this is bullish to me as well, because we have uptrend on the Coinbase stock, even though Coinbase is down and Coinbase is trash, right? Oopsies, damn, I should skip it. But yeah, Coinbase has this uptrend that is nerve-wracking to me, because that means VCs know there's still money in crypto and they ain't gone yet. So you got to stay on your toes, because they come out of anywhere and pump anything at any time. And then what we got ETH looking like. ETH still following Bitcoin. I'm waiting for Ethereum to flip Bitcoin. Actually, let's look at ultrasound money. There's too many distractions, bro. There's too many distractions, bro. There's so much shit going on. For reals, for reals. I had to listen to your stream back again because you're streaming at the same time as Trevon. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He did the chat with Jack. I had that in the beginning of my stream, but then I had to leave once there was more and more uh, hex questions. I can't sit there and listen to Papa educate the children. Had to get up out of there. But yeah, looking at ultrasound money, ETH is extremely deflationary, like out of controllably. The merge, the disinflation. It's trying to reinflate. Um, this is kind of this. It's actually kind of crazy because when you think about people leaving Ethereum, that makes ETH a little more bullish because inflation will go up as people don't make massive transactions. So, like, let's say the Zinians do leave Ethereum and go to a different area, they'll be burning transactions in that area, not burning ETH, not causing a lot of disinflationary shit, causing ETH to become inflationary again. So if y'all want to keep us, y'all better understand what's going on over here. But who knows? Maybe I have this like other tinfoil thought that people will just build Zen-like protocols to fucking keep ETH deflationary once they realize that, oh shit, it really was Zen making all those transactions. And where they go? Oh, they're on X1 chain? Damn, the economical energy. But yeah, ultrasound money, shit's burning like crazy. Where's the list at? Does Zen get back up here? Yeah, ain't nobody making Zen. Just Mev bots and trading. Oh, there's coin tools. Hey. Oh, they right here. They call us a meme. Lols. But yeah, looking at this, ain't nothing really happening. That's why I'm excited for Phoenix. Phoenix has a really good token distribution happening that makes it easy to be bullish on. Let's get into it. So let's look at these active stakes. Now I'm playing ETH a little bit differently than I am Polygon. So we'll just start with ETH. I think I'm gonna play after this first reward pool. I'll play a longer stake here with some of the rewards I get. But I should have went bigger. I should have done a lot of different things. But I'm still very bullish because it just shows that the real party in Phoenix happens maybe a month before the reward pools happens. Like maybe the 3 weeks before every reward pool. That's when Phoenix is activated. So I'm patient. I'm gonna wait for the sell-off to accumulate more. What I think people will do is they'll take their future payout and sell it and force the price down further. So I'll be there waiting to catch your sell-off. And I'm probably gonna do it 2 different ways and put some of the Phoenix into the liquidity pool and just like start treading water and keep recycling back into it. So the thing about Phoenix is with these reward pools, you're gonna be making like 2x what you put in if you can catch the reward pool at the right time, right? Maybe you don't have to wait 13 weeks, but that's the benefit of staking longer. You catch way more reward pools without ever having to come back to Phoenix. So like you could stake for 5 years and then you're going to get 4 reward pools in 5 years, or you get 4 reward pools a year. So you can get 20 reward pools on your 5-year stake. And that will be always there for you, plus your principal in 5 years. And any interest from the share rate changing or any extra interest from people early in staking because they can't stay true to that commitment. So there's a lot of payout to be made here. And that's why I am going to build a longer stake. But again, I'm doing a lot of this based on Zen. And my next Zen mint is on ETH at least. I think is on May. Where that shit at? Where that shit at, Trey? Where that do? Oh, the 23rd. Yeah, so on the 23rd, I got a little measly 200 million Zen coming out for me. And that's probably what I'm going to use to burn in Phoenix to get a longer stake. So if I am going to burn something, it's going to be minted Zen. If I need to participate, I'll buy the Zen. But if I don't really need to participate, I'll just wait for the token to hit the market. Because at the end of the day, the proof of burn is nothing more than like a fair launch ICO. so that you know that there's no pre-allocated coins. You have the ability to grab and dash, and you don't have to worry about extra happening in the background, right? Like nobody can come and dump the price, so everybody has a fair advantage for this. Now, one thing I want you to do too is you might want to keep switching your charts to the reality, which is it versus Zen. So what I'm looking at here is Phoenix versus Zen. So you see the whole chart changes when you take it out of USDC. And also USDC is like trash now because the dollar is inflating. We shouldn't even be looking at anything in USDC because it should be going up in price because the dollar is printed every single day. So now looking at Phoenix and Zen, you can actually see the buy opportunity that's approaching. As more and more people burn their Phoenix and don't stake it, that is going, and they sell it on the open market here. That's your opportunity to go and buy Phoenix and get that reward pool without having to burn. So like this particular stake here, I bought this. I bought the Zen, or I bought the Phoenix off the market, and then after I bought it off the market, I staked it, and now I have 15,000 Phoenix coming in. So let's see. And I bought this at the dip on the USDC side. So back here, the dip was 8,000. Yeah, I got it when it was 8,000 to 1. So what is that right now? 36. So it's $336 right now. And with what I bought, let's see here. Oh yeah, way cheaper, bro. I already X'd up. I'm already X'd up. Yeah, so I spent, and it was, like I said, it was lower, so it was around $187. So now my reward is gonna get me to so let's just get the calculator out so you can see it. So I spent 187, right? But my reward at this current price is $336. So that minus 187. I made $149 so far in profit on Phoenix, and I ain't do nothing but stake it. And I bought this shit. All I did was stake it, and now I got more profit. So I know that Phoenix will catch on to people eventually, but they just don't understand. And that's why for this first reward flush, I'm gonna, or more stakes will probably come in. I'm waiting for that lower gas to put in my stakes. Now that we know that you're not in a race, right? The race isn't to be first anymore. Really, it's just based on that share rate, right? The share rate versus the rewards, and you can build that very simply. Here, we'll show you on Polygon, because that's where I got most of my stakes right now. Because Polygon is where it's at. Bitcoin Benito, not BitBoy. Emergency. DB's in is super low. Buy now. What's up, Zinny Wise? I'm more bullish on ADA than Pulse. Damn. Damn, boy. Not more bullish on ADA. Hey, who knows though? Charles Hoxkins, whatever that fool's name. Charles Hogwarts. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, look at these though. So these ones is looking crazy, right? We already up over here on Polygon. The ones, the 21 million, God, Dizam, it's looking great on the future payout. But let's look at the ones that are going to end this weekend with the reward pool. So if you've been following the channel, you know I did make some of these risky when we didn't know what was going on, and I was just doing simple math. If you've been following, we've been doing simple math. So what I noticed here was that you could build around the reward pool, but it was based on your stakes. And if you built the right stake amount, then you could get the right payout. So I doubled on every single thing, because after I realized it, it was too easy. It was just too easy. I was like, oh, okay, I could just do this much, and then I'll get this much. And now you even see it here. Every single stake is X's. Now, Polygon is kind of trash. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, the problem with Polygon is that there's not enough money over there. looking at the liquidity, there's $7,000 in liquidity over here. But when I'm over in Ethereum, there's $73,000. Okay. Now, this is why I need to start making my motherfucking stakes on ETH as soon as possible. Because I would love to build a ladder like this. But this is a lot more Zen that had to be burned. And that's why when you're looking at DB Zen, or excuse me, when you're looking at Phoenix on ETH, you're really seeing a responsible effect going on, which is going to be not as much of a degen theory happening, and people are being responsible about how they're staking. So looking here, we do have a burn. We are getting some burn today, and people are sitting on their tokens. Now, sometimes you'll see this number in the total supply, and it'll have a negative next to it. And then when that happens, that means no one's burning Zen for Phoenix. So it's good to see it rising because that means that the reward pool is rising. And you can kind of do this type of thing where you could take, this is just more studious shit if you want to be very pro about what's happening here. You could just take this number, 47, and then minus that by the total supply. Oh, shit. Minus that by the total supply. All right. And then 204. This is how much Phoenix has been staked so far today. So this is what we want to see enter the equity. Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah. So that's what it, what's what I was going to say. So you see here, there's 8,000 Phoenix that are just chilling that didn't go into the reward pool or into the equity pool. So we are at a point now where people are starting to enter because they see the value due to the payout of the rewards. So anybody who's staked before this UI update, like you were blessed, you got a great staking position for your area. Now, again, it's gonna, every day it's gonna get longer and longer, and you're gonna have to stake bigger and bigger to get a better piece of the pie. I'm not too sure what the Ethereum. Here, let's see what it is over here. How long you gotta stake out? That'd be a cool little tidbit. Like, yo, you gotta stake this long to make it. And you see, people are still dumping, right? Because they're gonna wash their Zen. They're gonna burn the Zen for Phoenix and then sell it on the market because they think this is the best move. But remember, flip it. Flip that chart. You want to be on the opposite side. So they haven't broken the peg, even though they can. It's like almost like you could do it too. Like if you wanted to go and sell, and if you want to burn Phoenix and sell it down so you can get a better entry price and pump the reward pool, because you'll need to burn in order to get the supply. Wow, that's a crazy thought. But yeah. Somebody could potentially just come and just burn a bunch of Zen and then sell it and try to get it all the way down to the reward pool parity, which would be 5,000 to 1. So if we were to ever get to this line of 5,000, this would be when the staking class has to be worried, because we would, if basically when it gets to 5,001, if you're staking in Phoenix, you would want to pump the rewards. Like you would want to go and buy, or excuse me, you would want to go to the DEX and buy as much as you can to make sure that your stake doesn't get diluted. Because as this goes down and down in your history in the stake, actually, yeah. We don't even need this line here. But yeah, as it gets down here, this is where we're in no man's territory. So we want to stay either here, or the real range in Phoenix is going to be between 10,000 and 5,000, because 10,000 is how much Zen you need to burn, and then 5,000 would be how much the rewards are not entering the pool, or the pool is how do you say, like the rewards flush, and then since the rewards flushed, everybody got that extra copy, nobody staked it, everybody dumped it. So you see what I mean? Like if the reward pool flushes, like let's say this Saturday for M Phoenix, the pool flushes and everybody runs to the DEX to sell. If everybody ran to the DEX to sell, then this would actually dump as hard as it could, because all those extra copies are coming out, and it would mess up the equilibrium of burn. And it should stop people from buying from buying, excuse me, it should stop people from burning Phoenix, which would then cap the supply. You feel me? How to get DXN pool, dxn.org, and just stake it. Oh, if you want to get into the DXN pool, you're gonna have to go to Uniswap, and then that's what it's just a V3 pool. So you just get into I would say probably ETH versus DXN, Dutchland, and then once you do the ETH versus DXN, you can then provide liquidity to start getting fees with your DXN. And again, what we just discovered is that DXN trading, staking might be better than DXN pool staking or auction staking. And now that's what's going to start happening with DXN is, since it is such a crazy valued concept and how you can really stake it for those daily rewards, those DXN will start leaving that pool for different options like liquidity. And they're really pushing that narrative right now where it's like, hey, you might be able to get into this and get a good return daily, more than you would on the staking. So right now, looking at Matic, Phoenix, man, somebody really bought this shit, not knowing what the hell they were doing. So let's just draw the lines, right? Let's just get it ready. I guess I'm gonna do this for every blockchain. I'm gonna get my lines ready. 10,000, 5,000. Because every reward pool will reflect these numbers. If it's above this number, if it's above 10,000, sell your Phoenix. If it's below 5,000, buy Phoenix. It's simple. Yep. So these will always be the ranges everywhere. So you could even, so you would actually see that Matic Phoenix is better pegged to XEN than ETH Phoenix right now. Looking at those two side by side. That's pretty wild. So Matic Phoenix has more opportunity for price increase, in my opinion, because of that it's more attached. But then you look at how much XEN is available, and when people see it above 10, they're gonna go and sell that shit down. But then it's gonna burn more Phoenix, or it's gonna burn more XEN. So like, do you see like the cycles that are gonna continue throughout Phoenix and why the reward pool is so bullish? Because as this price action happens over and over and over again, people are gonna have to keep burning to keep Phoenix from running away. And then if Phoenix does run away, then it's gonna force people to have to burn XEN to get the gains, because why would you just be standing around? And if you're staked, you're just getting all that rewards while the price is being discovered. And as long as you like, and again, it's like, it goes back to like, as long as you're doing stakes today at 5 zeros and a 2 on XEN, when XEN were to mature to, let's say 4, or yeah, let's say it goes to 4 to 3 zeros and a 2. That 20x, right? Let's say it goes to 3 zeros and a 2. That 20x is part of your Phoenix. Like Phoenix should actually run up with the price at the same time, right? It should be 3 cents instead of 2 cents if we go back to USDC, right? Because it should be following XEN, because XEN is the DNA, and it's always gonna be 10,000 to 1 to create it. So even if XEN were to run up, then you would, if XEN were to run, you would sell your Phoenix. You would want to sell your Phoenix into XEN so that you could get the XEN. But then if you're staked, you won't be able to sell your Phoenix. So like that's where it would be. It would be like, as XEN runs up, all the ecosystem should dump as XEN runs. So as XEN goes down, these should kind of keep this parity. But as and that's what I'm saying. All it takes is one event, and then this, if it breaks out, it's crazy. Like at that point, if this breaks out of the 10K and it goes up, then it's like coming back down from it to this being the floor, and then 5K being the ultimate floor, right? And then we could even look at DBZen. And that's why I was saying DBZen even has this thing where if you flip the chart and look at it versus XEN, you can see that it's actually undervalued. But the narrative of everyone is to sell, and you can't control the sellers because they do their own thing. The market, or that's what it is. The market makes the value in this scenario. It's fucking crazy. DXN, ouch. But yeah, that's why DXN is dipping. And you see it's just here. It could go deeper and deeper. And that's why I'm like, if the buyers don't take over because everyone's too scared to get in, if everybody's too afraid to buy, then we could go back down to $7. You heard it here first. So you might as well get out now, I guess. right? Because I don't think Zen Doge is going to help DXN price. If anything, it's going to take Zen away from the lobbies. And I'm actually willing to ride DXN lobby all the way down. You feel me? To 0. We're already watching that now. I mean, if how many more? How long is it going to take for the ETH to get to 0 or to 12? Right, we're at 20. We're at 43. So right, and then there's just so much shit to talk about, bro. Like, there's so many ways to put it where it gets back to like the smart person is buying this shit like over and over again. Because all it takes is for the market to take over. Like, this is crazy. 19, damn. What is the mother gas? 62? Ooh, man. I think DXN is the most important egg right now. You should already have your Zen mints in. If you ain't got your Zen mints in, go mint. Get your mints in. But DXN might be the other golden goose. All right. Zen, I think, will be the mainstream golden goose, but this DXN project is looking crazy. If I had the money, I'd buy more DXN. Yeah, what's up, HTN? Yeah, that's basically what's happening here. People are out of money. And again, that's why I said look at this amazing idea. You can be part of the bear market. You can actually use DXN as a metric to be like, wow, people are actually liquidated. No one actually has capital, to be honest. And everyone was supposed to have infinite, endless capital, right? That's crypto. Like, oh, there's millionaires everywhere. But the reality is that eventually buyers get exhausted. And the craziest thing is that even I have to come to this reasoning now where I'm like, damn, like the whole crypto market has no buyers. Like, I've been buying this whole time and it's now May and there's no buyers. Everything's dipping. Everything's dipping. So if you are a buyer, man, hopefully you could stay up. You're going to be buying the whole bottom because there's no more people buying. I believe a lot of people are joining BRC sector. There's a lot of money joining the BRC sector, but then again, it goes back to the narrative that there's not a lot of money in general. Right? If like, think of it as like, it's like if one group of people decide to move out of something and the whole industry is behind them, that means that there's actually not that much money in that group in general for the masses. And this goes back to the argument of like, what is mass adoption to create that? And again, Zen is a great tool for mass adoption because you could teach someone a simple vanilla mint and then now they're into the game. And then you can go to Coinbase, get the coins, buy into crypto. You're bringing the liquidity into crypto. And then now they're getting into Zen so that they can go and get into DBZen and get into Phoenix. You feel me? Wow. That's a lot of Matic over here. Let's check it out. Man, actually, DBZen on the other chains has been popping ever since the gas been down. What I think is happening is, like I said, the economical energy is moving to the smaller chains as people are realizing they don't have enough cap for ETH. They're going to the smaller ones. One thing I saw was AVAX. Man, AVAX is going up in DBZen. Let's see where that's at. So we got 2 of these today. Let's see where we are in AVAX world. AVAX world. I'll take my 2 Matic. Let's see what AVAX looking like. What's up, chat? Y'all just chilling? I'm sorry, I got y'all going through 5 different streams. Hopefully, if you're listening to this on the flip, on the back, you find some value. And if you're here right now, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share it out. Make sure you clip it if you hear anything neat that you feel like you need to share. Feel free to clip that, run that, do that. So Matic, or excuse me, yeah, Matic is looking crazy. Why did we get such a big amount? So there must have been somebody that pulled out of here or what? 300 Matic. What's going on here? Damn, how can I see how much is staked? What is that, the contract? DBZen smart contract. Is that this right here? No, that's that. I guess that'd be right here. Well, I guess I'm over here now. Because this is crazy. My dibs are going up on Matic. They've been going up daily and I don't understand it because I see that the people that aren't pulling out, you know what I mean? So I just don't understand what's happening, and I gotta understand. I'm like, what's going on? What do I need to do? But yeah, DBZN on Matic's been popping. DBZN on AVAX has been popping. Let's bring up the AVAX doc. So we whaling on AVAX. If you're not whaling, you ain't telling. And that's kind of why I wanted to be a whale on some blockchain, goddamn. Because my thought was whatever. Just gonna put this here. Nice. Alright, dude. I know there's an easier way to do this, but I'm just doing this for now. See, I'm at 6 Matic and the last excuse me, I've made 6 AVAX in 19 days. Is that 19? Wait, no, not 3, 10, 13. So in 13 days, I've made 6 AVAX. People are sleeping. I'll collect that. Thank you. Well, let's get it. Whale status over here though got mad AVAX. DXN because I burned when everyone else was over in AVAX world. I was minting like crazy, and I had the capital. I still have some AVAX right now. I got like a Billy over here, all minted. I didn't buy none of this shit. Actually, I think I got some ending today. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. When DBZN is at $3,000, you won't even care you entered at 27.19 or $7. Howard, you are correct, bro. No one will even care when we get to that part. I didn't get any DXN ETH rewards today. Do you know anything? Maybe HCN, you don't have enough DXN to receive a displayed amount. Maybe there is some DXN there or some rewards there, but you just don't have enough for them to promote it because it does look like even if you have 300 coins in DXN, you're getting a very, very, very like low amount. So I guess if I had 32.4 coins, then I would have 0.03. And then if you had 3.2 coins, you should have gotten 0.003 today. Because you just take 10 off of this. Because it's just like that or some shit like that. I forget what the actual math is on how much you have, but the whole overall is already being divided based on how many people are staked. So like people have that math already, and that's why you really want to create a doc, something like this, like some sort of doc, because it's not available yet. Maybe I'll share this one, but you want to make some sort of doc so you can see the average, and you want to try to keep yourself above that average maybe by like 20, 50%. If this is low, so you see the average should be 60 ETH a day, but we're definitely significantly under that in the last couple of days. So, and it would be right when I staked more, right? I like staked more DXN, and now the pools are much lower. So this is a reflection of my divs, and I need this ETH to pop off. And if no one's burning, then of course it doesn't pop off. But like again, what we're seeing in AVAX is the proven theory that no one has Zen on ETH. Like if people had Zen on ETH, this would be banging. People would be able to burn because they wouldn't have to go and buy the Zen. But it's proving it that like no one has Zen. Like nobody has that shit. They're lying. They're fucking lying. They're lying. Look at all my Zen mints coming in next year. It's going up. Hella fives too. I pray we could do these guys. This 15 VMU one is going to be a banger, but I want the Zen more than I care about the money, so we're gonna get that Zen out of there. But yeah, let's look at this dashboard thing real quick. If Pulse Chain was working perfectly, then Jack provided Zen, that would have worked perfect. But unfortunately, it does not. So now people blame Jack to prove this. I know, right? Jack is getting blamed, but it's okay. It's just lets us know again that the equity in Zen is still being built, still very early in this project. A slight bit of FUD could take everyone off of the tracks. But again, we're seeing that every project is still producing gains. So there isn't any reason to be distracted by all that shit. I have 130 in the staking pool. So 130. When'd you stake though? I think it takes 2 cycles to kick in before your stake. Oh yeah. It takes 2 cycles. So let's say you staked yesterday, your stake is gonna get pinned, and then at the end of today, or you staked yesterday, and it's going to wait 24 hours for the cycle. At that cycle point, your stake then is initiated and placed in the pool, but it's not granted access yet. So then after that second cycle, your stake is then placed in the pool, and then on that, like basically what would be like day 3, but really it's just the next day idea, you'll see your payout because you have to get into the pool, and that's why it's in my opinion, you want to get out of this rewards as fast as you can and put them in here when you have an opportunity so that you can unstake like with numbers, because they don't have that on this yet, because technically the coins don't exist if they live in the staking contract. So there's a lot of fun shit going on in DBZen. That's why I want them to create something to force people to pull their rewards so that we know what's going on there. And I think if DXN can create a liquidity providing contract where now instead of you're staking here, you stake with the LP and then you get the LP rewards from people trading. I feel like a contract like that would get a lot of people out of this reward and get those tokens into existence, because any tokens that's laying here, they're still part of the cycle, and we count them, but they're not really out there. So we want them just out there. So yeah, that's a protection, staking protection. You might be right, but I'm not sure. I just know it's not immediate. Yep, it's just not immediate. But yeah, what's going on over here? AVAX, getting the bag. DXN is super low too because there's no liquidity. Because nobody's got it. $61, man. Damn. See, you're locked out. See, you can't even get any of the coins. And that's why it's great to be a whale in these scenarios, because now, even though I can't sell, like I'm okay with getting 0.5 AVAX a day. That should add up over time, right? In 13 days, I'm up. I got 6 AVAX. Look at it's right here. This is because I'm not spending much money because the AVAX don't cost no money, right? Like it's 3 cents to make a transaction over here. So realistically, all the gains are going back into my wallet. But on ETH at 69, I'm paying I think $6 or $8 to get my DXN out. So again, I'm choosing to be a whale on the sub chains because this just seems like a better idea to just stake for long term. And again, I can't get out, but I don't care because I'm getting protocol fees every day from people getting in. And AVAX is finally popping because Avalanche is finally being minted out. Like people are finally showing up. It's the last blockchain with EAA. It was the blockchain with the smallest blocks that ended up increasing their blocks so that there can be more Zen created, amplifying everybody that had an EAA. It's amazing. And now look, the price is just so down. It's so down. But looking at the liquidity over here, man, only 2.9 thousand. If DXN creates a liquidity contract, I could see that being adopted by Fair Crypto. And that could be where we start to see the liquidity contracts for all blockchains that utilize V3. Because it'd be based on the V3 idea. But yeah, there's not much volume over here, only $1,000 in volume in the last 24 hours. You can't really provide liquidity. All you can do is make Zen and wait for the LP to show up. What's going to make people come here and adapt Avalanche? I don't know. I really do not know. Now, looking at the liquid supply, you'll notice it's been on an increase. Let's say since, here, we'll just use my chart. So I started on the 3rd. So I missed this giant payout here. Just kidding. So you'll see here on the 3rd, this was like the lowest that we had. It looks like there was like 30 billions in that came into liquid and staked. Liquid and staked. I need a liquid supply. Yeah, give me this one. Give me this one. So liquid. Yeah, so low on the rise. We had a nice jump up on the 14th there. Let's see. Who's my... Yeah, my dibs were bananas. the day after the 14th, I had 1.5, and then today we're at 5.6. So I'm feeling like a lot of the Zen from AVAX is bleeding into DBZen. And now that I have a large position in the DBZen world, I'm reaping all the benefits as people come in because my divs have jumped up significantly. They're up in the 5s and 1s when they used to be in the 3s. So yeah, man, DBZen is the right move. What the move is to get a percentage. So the reason why I'm holding my 18K is because this is I'm trying to build a 1% position for the first halvening, which is 2.5 million DXN. So at the halvening, the first one will be 2.5 million DXN. So if you build a bag to, let's say, 25,000 DXN and you just stake it, you're basically in the 1% for the first year. You don't have to do anything. And that's what the whales are doing. That's why they control the price, because everyone is playing such a short-term game that they're selling their DXN right after they're getting it with the whales, causing us to stay here. Like right now, if there was more people buying it because they understood that they need to build their position, it could cause a FOMO market, but there's no capital in the market. Like, where's the money going to come from, right? Like, you can't just pull the money out of thin air. Like, it's a fair launch. This is what happens. Like, where's the money, right? So that's what we're dealing with in DXN, is that there isn't any liquidity to buy the tokens, and there isn't enough brain power to understand the velocity of opportunity. Because if people see how fast this shit is gonna flip, they be over here. But again, everyone's worried about the dog. Everybody too worried about this cute ass dog. I'm gonna burn for the dog. I mean, man, I'm watching this DXN price. But yeah, man, I'm about to get up out of here. I've been on the stream for 2 hours. We had an hour pretty much of a spaces before this, so that was special. But yeah, man, we'll be back tomorrow talking more Zen, more strategies, more everything. I think it's good right now. I think we're in a great position. We're right in the middle of the sell-off if it's happening, or we're right in the middle of a turnaround. So I would say play the bear part, right? Be a bear, doesn't hurt. Gives you the ability to do some research. And again, what we're learning, at least what I'm learning, is that everything in fair crypto has a time factor of entry, and it's not about getting in as fast as possible. So that's classic crypto. Classic crypto is to get in as fast as possible and get as much as possible. And that's why Zendoge doesn't sound appealing to me, because I don't care about getting in quick and I don't care about selling it fast. Feel me? I want to make sure that this has sustainability so that we have something to hodl and something to yield with. But if it's a pump in and dump it, I'm only promoting it so I can get Zen burned off the motherfucking network. You feel me? So if you want to burn your Zen, burn your Zen. If you want to save your Zen, save your Zen. If you want to get some DXN, maybe you'll get a low of $7. If you're penny pinching DXN, you'll maybe get that $7 there. And yeah, that's all I got for today. But hope y'all have a good rest of y'all Tuesday, or my bad, Wednesday. And I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Peace.
Astronauts.